Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Embody Your True Essence with me, Ikue. If you're in Canada, happy Thanksgiving Day. It's October 14, 2024. Today is step 21 and 22. Oh, I need that little thyroid release. That was really funny. If you guys watch a recording, my throat didn't work out. I had a crazy dream, and then I woke up in the middle of the night and I had a hard time going back to sleep. So it was really hard for me to wake up today. How was your morning? Good morning, everyone, or afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the whole world. Type in the comment how you guys feeling and where you guys are tuning from. Very happy to be here. I decided to do this live today inside because it's pouring rain. It's nice and refreshing to do live outside, but yeah, if it's rain outside, I don't feel like doing it in the balcony. How you guys feeling today? Lots of I noticed that Libra is such a transformational month. Maybe for me, but more for a lot of people. And I did not notice. This is my birth month. Greeting from New York, Brooklyn. Hi, Glenda. How's it going? It's such a transformational month to say the least. Like, relationships are changing and relationship to ourselves is changing, and I think that part is the most biggest thing for me, like relationship to myself. I am like doing like 21 cellular memory reset. That is also helping me, but I feel like it's just in general that the core belief about myself, how I think about myself, is changing. So, which is a very powerful thing, and I would love to share. But before getting into that, let's go with the energy of the day. Today we're moving from step 21 to 22. We're at the third decade of Libra. I'm gonna miss this season, Libra season. My birthday is coming up in it's like next Sunday, so which is very exciting. I never really had that, feeling of being excited about my birthday for the last, I don't know for how long, but I feel very different this year. It's not about, it's not about what's happening outside, but it's about me, my growth, and where I am and where I'm heading. I know things are happening for me, so that's where I am excited about. And every day is a powerful day, literally. Like every healer and every astrologer, I follow them, and then like, this is the biggest full moon coming up, and it's like I feel like every day is the most powerful day of the year, literally. So 21 right now, we're moving from 21 to 22. 21 is about Sagittarius energy, I believe. In order for us to believe 21 is I feel, you feel something, and I use your heart as a discernment. So if feeling comes up, right? Every thought comes with emotions. You can't just think about that, right? And then every thought comes with emotions, and then that becomes a feeling. And then you use your discernment with the heart, like as a filter. Like, do I believe in this? Like, do I believe in what I just felt? Do you validate it? And when the heart says yes, is the answer. This is what I've been practicing, because for the longest time, I think basically I believe in the wrong idea. Some of the core belief that, maybe like I don't feel lovable, so nobody likes me, and I found that to be true, but then I know that that's the false belief about myself. So it's just like peeling the layers of who I'm not, or peeling the layer of what no longer my heart belongs to, no longer my heart believes. So it's a fun exercise. It's like, it's like you think it's like this is you, and things come up to us to kind of inspire us. This is what you're holding on to, or this is what you can do. And it's like, wait a minute, Instead of react quickly, it's like respond, like stop yourself first. It's like, is this true for me? Okay, I believe what my heart said yes to be true. So if my heart said yes, even though some people said something else, or even though maybe my old self said something else, you believe when your heart said yes. Yeah, yes, Glenda, very exciting. Do I really believe this? So on point for this time. Yeah, so because it's a Sagittarius day, so what you believe is what you become. So again, this is something that we all need to remind ourselves. Like, it doesn't matter what you have experienced, what you've done, all the mistakes, and maybe like relationships are changing because it's Libra season. I think the new moon solar eclipse happened early October. Was literally, it was huge for me as well. I'm going through it, but at the same time, this time, instead of like pointing at other people's pointing fingers at other people, I'm really going inside. I'm ready to go inside and really examine what kind of core belief I have to attract this reality. And one thing I noticed is, going through this core belief about myself, and I had this like lots of belief that I don't trust myself, and I mean it's not just that I trust myself. I'm learning to trust myself, but in my core belief, I noticed that there's a part of me that I don't trust God. I don't trust the source. I don't trust the universe. And it's so, because I have that belief, it's very scary for me to trust the unknown, because I don't trust the unknown. And so if I go back to that, it led to my past life, because I learned that in my many past lives I got murdered, and my dreams got shattered, and maybe the close person who could have been my husband killed me in my past life. And so I think there's a lot of sourness and sadness in me, in subconscious, where I don't feel I trust God because of what happened. But then what happened was because of the core belief, right? Maybe like I did not listen to my intuition smart enough, or I just didn't, make a right decision. Who knows? But I am learning that. I notice it's, wow, I don't trust. So if you don't trust the process, or if you don't trust God or whoever, like the higher power, I noticed that you always feel like you are doing everything by yourself, right? And especially when you are sad, you're disconnected. And then when you're sad, and maybe it's okay to feel sad, but at the same time, it's like I noticed every anger, every bitterness, resentment that I felt, as far as I know, is supported. Behind all of that emotions, there is sadness that wants to be heard, but not to be heard, and want to be seen, but not, I didn't get to be seen. So that leads to a lot of sadness that, my life doesn't go as I plan or as I wish. And then I don't trust God, because God is supposed to make stuff happen for me. All this thing. So I am learning that this core belief has to go, because I was doing some inner work a couple days ago and wrote it down, all the wrong belief about myself. And I noticed that, even when I'm feeling sad, even when things are not going as I planned, or even when I'm feeling angry, I'm still connected to the source. That part, that gave me a lot of relief, because I think it's for some, for a lot of us, we think that we need to search for joy. We need to really always in a good thinking thoughts and good positive thoughts. But sometimes if something happens and feelings are valid, so it does come out, right? It's like I'm feeling sad about this, I'm feeling angry about this, and it's okay. But what I need to, maybe we can relate to that. What I need to, flip the narrative that I have, the core belief about myself, to move forward with so much joy, to bring more health and wealth. I am going to embody that idea that I am always connected. Like we're seeing all illusions. In illusion, we see sadness, we see joy, we see anger, we see drama, we see tragedy, all kinds of crazy stuff. But behind all of this, I am connected. And so I am playing with some affirmations right now, but I wrote it down. I am always connected no matter what. I am always connected to my body, because I feel like when I'm connected to my body, I'm connected to my God inside, inner God. And I also say I'm always connected to everything, because even though we have illusions and sadness and anger, all of that, is everything's we're kind of daydreaming, right? So behind all of this, everyone is connected. We are all connected, and that's the truth. So even though let's say like you're missing somebody, and you want to attract somebody, or if you work for the organization and then you want to keep that good connection with them, whatever's happening, people have emotions, they do stuff and they flip and flop. But if you know that I am always connected, and you just know that I'm always, you are connected, and you don't have to worry about so many things. Like, no, don't worry, I am connected. I am connected to everything, because even that seems like emptiness, nothingness, how we create from void. So that means void is also emptiness. Emptiness is everything. Nothingness is everything. So that means that even when something not happening, there's a lot of sadness, there's a lot of emptiness in me. But this is how we create. This is where we create. It is part of the life, and we create from void, and we are all connected. So yesterday I was practicing. When I felt sad, the sadness came up, and I tell myself, don't worry, I'm connected to everything. That means I'm connected to everyone. It doesn't have to be, those people doesn't have to be physically here. I am connected. So that gave me a lot of encouragement. Yeah, I'm so glad, Glenn, that you relate to this. I relate so much. You're articulating this so resonates. I am learning to let it go and trust my higher self. Yeah, someone in the observer and transform and transmute. Yeah, definitely. I am always connected. Yes, so true. Another thing I am also realized was, besides we are always connected. Let me fix my I put this on my butt, but it's getting hard. Another thing I noticed was breathing is so important. I think we can really see the connectedness of everything when we are connected to ourselves first, right? So that's why we do also things, and we connect with ourselves. Let's breathe, stay present. When we stay present, we come back to ourselves. When we stay present, we focus on ourselves, feel the air around us, and feel the sensation on our skin. Then we'll come back to ourselves, right? We'll come back to the present moment. Hi, Lee, good morning. And I think, breathing is movement. Movement is the answer, and breathing is super important. But when you think about exhalation, I think it's almost like exhalation is more important than inhalation. Inhale, because when you exhale, you naturally inhale, right? So, and then I was listening to this woman and talk about every time you exhale, you tell yourself, let go, let go. So I was just doing some conscious breathing. Let go, let go. And then, you know, when you exhale, each time you exhale, you let go. But instead of thinking let go, you can say that, but you are also, you can set the intention that you let God, if you believe in God, or if you believe in the source, whatever, universe. But there's a higher power bigger than us. Obviously, we're all connected. So every time you breathe, you let go, but you also let God. Oh, oops. Let go. And this is what I wanted to say. Let God. Hi, good morning. Does make sense? So, because it's like we when we are in fear, we try to control everything, right? So when we try to control everything, that's when we hold on to a lot of things, hold on to emotions, and started to judge people. Oh, this happened, and try to analyze, try to manage, and everything. But at the same time, it's like there's nothing to control. I think we're all learning that. If you find yourself controlling situation, trying to control situation where we were shown, we look at the world, what's happening, there's nothing you can control. What you can control is your breath. What you can control is your emotions, how you react to things, right? So in order to do so, you gotta breathe, you gotta move your fascia, you gotta move your mind. In order to do so, stay fluid, adaptive, keep moving, keep swimming, keep moving. And as we do that, now I'm setting the new intention that I am connected to everything, you know. Behind all of this illusion, I am connected. I am connected to everything. I'm connected to God. I'm connected to universe. I'm connected to my body. I'm connected to everyone, everything. That's the truth, right? So that gave me a lot of encouragement and relief, because I'm digging into my inner child, and I noticed this is such a deep work, you know, because whatever you embody from the age of 3 to 5 or something like that, that's a critical time right there where you establish your core belief about yourself. And when you go through, I think we all traumatized, you know what I mean? Like, because our parents are traumatized. We came from age of Pisces and age of dark ages. And I go into, you know, we reverse all this traumatic pattern about ourselves. So it's okay, no one's fault. That's 100% no one's fault, right? We're all learning. And so we're just I want to read some of the stuff that I wrote. I think this is just like the ongoing work for me. So I noticed I'm connected to everything. That gave me a lot of relief. And also I told myself I let go. I just trust the process. I trust God. Like, I don't really, you know, there's part of me, I mean, obviously I was born and raised in Japan. I did not use the word God, like the God, you know, in Japan I would say kami-sama. And but it didn't really click me for a very long time. My mom was very religious. So growing up, I used to go to a lot of spiritual seminar of this religion. And it's kind of like the mixture of everything. You know, they welcome all kinds of teaching from everywhere, from Shinto to Buddhism to Christianity, and some of the Muslim. You know, there's some goodness in every religion. So, and then the core belief of the religion was all religions just come from the same source. And I think I believe that. So you know, that was my background. But it was really hard for me to say. It was easy for me to say it, you know, God, and talk to God. But then I did not know how to feel it, because I didn't really trust it. I didn't know how to feel and manifest through feelings. That's something that I am learning. So it's really, when I try to feel God, when I say God, it's easy, but when I try to feel God and then ask for guidance, it get into this really, like I noticed this resistance that I don't trust, because I was basically put down. I was murdered, all of that. Wounds come up. And I just noticed that even that, like behind all this tragic events that I had to go through, or sadness that I felt like I had no control over situation, and life is very sad. It's kind of just like, I always imagined as a samurai warrior could be one of my guardian angels, just like looking at the scenery with the wind. It's like, sad winter or autumn day, everything's kind of like changing, and this samurai warrior sat down on a rock and feeling very nostalgic and sad about it, wabi sabi. Everything in life is changeable. Change is constantly in life, and I feel very sad about it. And I thought, wait a minute, I don't need to feel sad about it. Why do I feel sad about it when things change? You know what I mean? I think it's all about the perspective. And that's when I noticed that even when I feel empty, even when I lost something, even when I feel sad, I am always connected. And this one phrase came up to me: I matter. And I will type, because I had a good release of tears from that. I matter. I think when we don't trust the source, when we are disconnected, when you don't trust the source, so you're basically going the opposite, light and shadow. Shadow does not exist. Shadow is just the absence of light. Doesn't mean that light is gone. As soon as you shed the light, darkness is gone. So that means shadow is just an absence of light. That means it's not that shadow exists. Shadow does not exist. It's just the absence of light. Same thing. I think sadness is just the absence of joy. I feel like that sadness and joy is same energy, right? How you look at things. And every time you don't put a positive thought into what happened, then that becomes sadness. But behind all of that, whatever you're feeling is okay. But behind all of that, I am always connected to the source, and I matter. So this is what I wrote. If you guys can maybe right hand on your heart, left hand, whatever that you resonate with, you can apply that. I wrote it down. IKUE is core belief. So whatever you feel connected to. I love myself. I am lovable. I am seen. I am heard. I speak up. I have a voice. I am loving. I am beautiful. I am opening my heart. I am always connected to myself. And I am always connected to my body. I am always connected to God, anytime, everywhere, anytime, anywhere. So anytime, anywhere means even when I'm feeling sad, I'm still connected. Even when I'm angry, I'm still connected. Even when I lost my job, when I even lost my relationship, I'm still connected to the source. And I'm still connected to everything and everyone. That's a good affirmation. Anytime, anywhere. I am safe to open my heart. I accept myself. I value myself. I forgive myself. I am enough. I am worthy of love and support. It's okay to ask, right? And so here comes the matter sentence. I matter in this world. I matter to my romantic life partner. I matter to people who I work with. I matter to people who I care about. I matter. Let that sink in. I matter. What it's like to really embody and accept that truth that you matter, you know? Because if there's part of you that you don't feel matter, then you start to attract those type of situation that reminds you that you don't matter, you know what I mean? But if you come from the very strong core beliefs of who you really are, where your heart belongs, universe has to give you what you are, right? And so I matter, you matter, we matter. I am provided in this world. I am provided. That's also another thing. Instead of saying I am abundant, you just know that it's okay. Fundamentally, it's my birthright that I am provided. It took me away a lot of fear, if that makes sense. So we're just all finding a good feeling thought that your heart agrees and your mind does not fight against. I am provided. So there's no doubts, like I am abundant. It's like, are you really? Your mind tried to talk you out of it, right? Like it's tried to give you evidence or, you know, past track record that happened. It's like, okay, look at what happened. It's like, no. It's like, it's my birthright. And I am provided in this world. My heart belongs to anything she desires. Because heart is the boss. We're learning to come back to heart desire. It doesn't matter what are your mindsets. You filter with your heart. Is this true? Your heart says yes, and that's the truth. I am a powerful manifester. I am a magnet for love. I am a magnet for money. People want to work with me and pay me fairly. And I am one with a lifetime of joy, health, and wealth. I don't know if that makes sense with English. I just kind of came up with, I am one with a lifetime of joy, health, and wealth. Because I think that's what I want. That's as long as I have a lot of joy and I have health and I have a lot of wealth, surrounded by good people, and absolute freedom. Oh, let's write it down. Lifetime of joy, freedom, health, and wealth. What can I want, right? Like, I mean, we can be very specific about what we want, and we can surely do that. But ultimately, whatever we experience in life, we just want to like feel loved and feel loved. So that means we need to first embody the idea that we are lovable, and I love myself and accept myself. I value myself, and I matter. I belong in this world. Belonging is such a strong, powerful word. Another word too, you know, besides I matter. I belong because of the trauma we have carried, past life after past life. Let's talk about the reverse, you know, like releasing trauma of our 26,000 year cycle, the earth cycle. So I matter. Yeah, this is a core issue for me. I matter. Our histories are very similar. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you guys for relating. It's you know, I love showing up and just talking what I'm going through and whoever resonate with, because I think that energy, you know, we are different, we come from a different background, but we are affected by the same astrological event every single day, and what we get triggered by it, right? The energy of the day and energy of the people, but at the end of it, the theme that we go through is very similar. Like same with fascia. When I teach fascia maneuvers, I see all kinds of people from all walks of life. Super interesting. Our backgrounds are so different, but at the end of it, it doesn't matter people come from. Normally the tension patterns are very similar. So that indicates that our core belief, like wounded part of ourselves, is similar, very similar, but also like attract likes, right? So just not feeling value, not feeling understood, feeling seen. Those things are huge theme, and that's why I think it's a great idea, just like what I did, like wrote it down, core belief about yourself. And maybe you can also start with wrong, false belief about yourself. You felt all those times that you got hurt because you didn't feel no one believed in me, no one loved me, I am not lovable. You know, when my childhood, when I go into my inner deeper childhood, you can do this like this type of meditation when you just like calm yourself down and dipping into alpha state from beta to alpha state. It's kind of just like, you know, just before you actually fall asleep, you maybe ask the heart, just show me one, you know, event or the age that created this wrong belief about yourself. When something came up, it's like, no one loves me. And anyways, the couple of things that I remember about my childhood was, I think I spent a lot of time alone. Like I remember being alone in my house because my parents had to work, and I was okay just spending a lot of time alone. And even like when I was little, it's just like, you know, the image of being alone in a big house. And obviously is scared of ghosts and scared of things. And then so alone, feeling sad, feeling lonely, feeling empty, feeling scared. Those are like the very similar emotion that I felt. And because I was alone, because I was sad, and I was always maybe left alone because of, you know, whatever, my parents maybe had to work. Somehow I applied the idea that I somehow accepted the idea that I am always left alone because I am not lovable, and I am sad and no one really loves me. And that core belief somehow, and then my emotions were not really valid. I was such a crying baby. My parents tried to shut me down, like, you know, don't cry, crying is a weakness, you know, sign of weakness. So those things, like, so many layers to it, right? At the same time, just like peeling the layers of things, like I never felt safe because I didn't feel safe, because I felt disconnected. That's when I started to go through. It's like, okay, why was I not feeling safe? Because I was safe, but I didn't feel safe because I was disconnected. That's when I started to feel, why did I feel disconnected? Disconnected from where? Disconnected from where? You know, food, right? And then why did I feel sad and empty when I was alone? And that's when I realized that I did not feel the presence of God, because she or he was invisible. But then I know that fact from my religion or the teachings, you know, I learned that God is everything and God is always with me, and I don't need to feel sad when I feel God. And that's when I realized that I never really felt the presence of the higher power. I never felt it. I never believed it. Maybe because of the trauma that I experienced. I was put down, I was murdered. So it's like, I don't trust God anymore because I got murdered. All that things. So if I go into that idea, then I'm always choosing the other side, which is I feel disconnected. I don't trust the process. I feel lonely because I'm not connected. And that leads to all kinds of wrong belief about myself. I am unlovable. I'm not her because I don't feel I'm deserving of being heard, being seen, and and so that led to the relationship, becoming adults, right? And so with that core belief, okay, I am not lovable, I need to work hard so that people love me. And that got me where I am, sort of, that gave me a lot of accomplishment because I work really hard. Discipline, I learned to discipline myself to be successful, because when I become successful, I'll be loved People love me when I'm doing some good things, and that becomes a people pleaser, right? So I just noticed like all this like ripple effect stuff from being lonely and feeling disconnected led me to where I am, which is awesome. It's just crazy, like how everything's like misunderstanding after misunderstanding, wrong belief after wrong belief, doesn't make sense. And somehow in my teenage years, like, okay, I had so much fear of not working hard. Like, here's the thing, like, I excelled in school because I study, and I also, my motivation was literally, okay, if I don't study I will fail. If I don't study I don't get to go to good university, and I'm gonna be I'm gonna go in the wrong direction in life, even though there's no right or wrong direction in life. So I have carried a lot of fear because I felt disconnected, because I felt alone, because I wanted to be liked and I wanted to be successful so that people liked again. So I just push so hard to earn the success. And if I don't get the success, and became such a perfectionist, so another layer, right? And then becomes a perfectionist. It was such a hard life because I don't let myself take a break, because I wanted to make everything right. So if I don't get some dance steps, or if I don't get that part, I was so jealous and I was so angry, and I felt really bad because I'm such a perfectionist. How come I don't get this part? I am not worthy, like all those things. So those are like the wrong belief about myself that coming up. So now I know what to do. That's why I said I'm gonna say a little bit faster this time. That's why I think you listed all the things that wrong about yourself, and now it's time for us to create the new narrative, because today is a very powerful day. 21 day, step 21 is a belief. So what you believe is what you become. Instead of thinking all of that stuff that I said, I love myself, I'm lovable, I am seen, I'm heard, I speak up, I have a voice, right? I noticed that this being suppressed with the voice, the thyroid, that shape of thyroid is literally looks like the female sexual organ. You know what I mean? So there's a direct connection, right? When you carry your life and you thought that your voice doesn't matter because you've been suppressed, your emotions were suppressed, then whatever happens here happens in the female organ. Whatever happens here also happens here. You know what I mean? Like, I noticed that change because I felt disconnected for all this time. I carry a lot of fear when something's come up, and I just like, I don't trust the process. Like, I don't know what is this person doing, and COVID time, like, so much fear around it, right? So yeah, I seriously really want to break free and become meaningful. I love that. I am meaningful. I matter, right? So now I speak up. I have a voice. I am loving. I am beautiful. You can list up all the things. I am opening my heart. I am connected to myself. I'm connected to my body. I'm always connected to God. I'm connected to everything. Anytime, everywhere. Anytime, anywhere. Even when I'm feeling sad, even when I feel empty, even when I feel upset, I'm still connected to God. So it's okay for me to feel this way, right? Tell yourself that. Give me a lot of relief, because I tend to, judge myself for having those emotions, right? It's like I want to get out of it. It's like, how can I transmute this sadness into joy? But then, even when I feel this way, I'm still connected. That's such a powerful place to be, right? Yeah, thank you for the heart. So I am safe to open my heart. I am safe because I'm connected, right? I accept myself. I value myself. I forgive myself. I am enough. I'm worthy of love and support. I matter. I matter. this is something that we all should do, like looking at the mirror every time we go to bathroom and we look ourselves in the mirror. It's like, I see you, I love you, I accept you, I value myself, and I belong in this world, I matter. I take care of myself, but I put myself first. But you want people to take care of you too, so it's just I add, I am provided. And I matter, such a strong word for me that hit me really hard the other day. I matter, I matter, I matter. If you really know that you matter, you attract people that take care of you. You attract people that treat you right. Yeah. And I matter to people who I work with. I matter to my family. I matter to everyone. You know, maybe like this is something that I'm adding. I don't need to be liked by anybody. Not many people will like you, you know what I mean? And that's okay. You know, maybe something about me triggered their trauma, and that's not my problem, right? I'm not responsible for people's emotions, just like they are not responsible for my emotions. I know that. But I matter to people I care about. Maybe I don't matter to everyone, every single person in the world, and that's okay. But I matter to people who I work with. I matter to people who are in my life and I care about. And obviously, I matter to my romantic partner, right? This is something that came out for me. I don't need to prove my worth to anybody. I matter. I'm such a great asset. I'm such a great asset on earth. Can we just embody this? I'm such a great asset. I deserve to be here. I'm such a great asset to the organization, to the romantic partner, to the community that I'm in. I'm such a great asset. Please take us through our inner connecting class. Yes, let's make that happen. I'm planning to have more online class, so I am just figuring out the details, but I definitely want to, start doing something like that. It's just a loving yourself workshop. Okay, I am provided. I am a powerful manifester. I'm a magnet for love. I'm a magnet for money. People want to work with me, and they pay me fairly. I am one with a lifetime of joy, freedom, health, and wealth. How's that? And so it is. So that's a core belief. I'm going to say it every day so that eventually I will remember all the lists. But I say this, on top of my head every time I see myself in the mirror. It's like, I see you, I love you, I take care of you, I put yourself first, and I see you, I'm heard, and I'm adding, I matter, you belong here. I matter, right? Now, let's read the energy of 21. I believe today you are learning and expanding your perception of relationship, the future, and most importantly, your relationship to the future. Net 3, I believe, is a ruling state of awareness, turning on like a light bulb your curiosity, learning potential, teaching abilities, and igniting that great explorer energy within you. As you begin your day, the energy may feel somewhat scattered, optimistic but free, or you may feel confined and bored and seeking freedom. Step 21 is a combination of all your feelings. Step 2 and your heart, step 1. If you're feeling so upset or cranky, spend a little time investing in yourself before you do anything important. The day requires you to have a clean emotional foundation. Having the energy of your heart included means that your inner child seeks to do something creative, fun, or loving. And one thing I noticed about my inner child, she obviously likes to feel heard and have fun, but feeling value, feeling of being taken care of, so important, because inner child, it's like I did this meditation where I integrate my inner child, bring my inner child who was not her, who felt lonely here in this space. And it's like, look at what I manifested, and show inner child my journey, of getting here. And it's like, you are safe, anything is possible, especially when you're restricted. There's a time that you didn't get gifted, you wanted something but you didn't earn something and you felt sad. It's like, look at, like, possibilities endless, like integrate the inner child, right? And so that's that. It's very important to include your inner child and integrate it, and comfort your inner child, because nobody else can, right? There's a wounded part of yourself that you did not feel loved and accepted. And so every time someone just doing their thing, and we interpret those behavior as the wounded, something about me get triggered by that. But in order for us to heal that part of ourselves, it's like, okay, this person's doing something, but doesn't mean that this person does not care about me, because my core belief, I matter. So there's no way I attract this type of reality. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, I know what they were doing something, maybe they were projecting their fear trigger onto me, but this is not me, because I know who I am. This is how you can differentiate yours from other people's, right? I know who I am. I love myself. I matter in this world, so that you can respond differently if somebody does something different. Now, in your greater narrative, you are exploring different options for long-term relation to a person, place, organization, or future at large. It's a perfect moment to meet somebody new, interview a potential employee, or explore options you have for the future. This is the research and development day for any kind of relationship you're considering for the long term. Today may be the first day you explore a relationship with someone in particular. If that's the case, your feelings are the best guide to your potential and rapport. Pay attention to how you feel and when your heart lights up. In each of your stories today, use your heart and feelings to explore relationship options in that portion of life. Make no conclusion. Remain open now. So don't come to a conclusion just because you feel it. You gotta examine, okay, I feel this way. That's my heart believes in it, right? So it might take a while. Don't come into conclusion. And I'm learning now, when your heart said yes, I like using the phrase now with the my heart belongs to. So because it's like, okay, that's when I use the word want, desire, then it kind of just like you are thinking about future timelines, but you want this whatever you desire to be the present moment in this timeline. So I started to use this word, my heart belongs to. And instead of asking my heart, does my heart want this? Or do I want this? It's kind of like there's it triggers a little bit of fear in me, because I'm working through trusting myself. So, but when I say, does my heart believes in this? I can sort of like really put myself in that third party situation where, okay, my heart is the boss. I know she speaks the truth. This is the absolute truth. This is this part my mind does not really fight against anymore. So I use that as an advantage now. Does my heart believes in this? When she said yes, this is an absolute truth. But also sometimes the answer is yes, but this is a boundary. Now my boundary is I matter, I'm valued. If somebody does something that show me that they don't matter, then there's nothing to worry about, right? This person doesn't need to be in my life. So yeah, value, taking care of, manifested, gifted, possibility, inner child, comfort, I matter, trigger, I love myself, affirmations today. I love that. Yeah. Those are the themes. Yes, definitely. Yeah, that's my heart believe in this. Yeah, 100%. Right? Ask the heart. instead of using the word want or desire. This is just me, like it's working for me because I've been doing this fashion universe a lot, you know, and tell myself, and every time I go up to teach, I tell everybody, heart is the boss. Who's the boss, right? Heart and the brain and you know, our ego. But then, okay, ask my heart. I always know who's the boss, my heart. Who's the boss, my heart. So, okay, say a sentence, any sentence, and then say, does my heart believe that this to be true? Yes. And then you can see what comes up. And I think that's a very powerful thing to do. So now feel out next intentions for developing your character and action plans. Choose the options your heart is attracted to. Use your creativity and explore something new. Today, you are rewriting your long-term belief about your intellectual abilities, mental attitude, and potential. Use the day to expand your vocabulary, so to speak, and explore your potential. Today's goal is to use your heart and curiosity to explore relationship options of any kind for the future. Step 21 days are known to be story changers. This is when things get interesting. It's common for something or someone entirely new to enter the picture. The new element usually changes the narrative or create a twist or turn in the plot. It's not uncommon for step 21 day to leave you with more questions than answers. That's funny. That the expansion and newness is so exciting, most people don't mind the changes. Have fun exploring. I'm open trying a fresh direction. Going back to the image of samurai warriors, feeling very upset about the changes in life because change is constant. And my core belief about that was a sadness. It's like everything changed, you know, everything that we thought exists, love or family, nothing, you know, stays the same. It's always changing. That is very sad. But new belief about myself is change is necessary, and every time we change we create something beautiful and better. And it's how I look at things, right? Change is a good thing. I don't need to feel sad because it's good. Like enjoy when it comes, right? But at the same time, I'm thinking about this. Change is constant. There's nothing to chase. There's absolutely nothing to chase. I think a lot of sadness came in my past from my relationships. A lot of sadness came from trying to chase something because I don't believe in my worth, self-worth. Again, the lack of self-worth. Right? So when something leaves for good reason, I cling on to it and try to clutch, like it's like, don't go, you know, and because you don't believe that something good is gonna come, or what you have was not really good for me, but I feel like there was some goodness too. It's a both, right? Mixture of light and darkness. So I tend to hold on to that and tend to linger those feelings, and that was really in a way of shifting my narrative. So now I'm learning that like you can always attract a new version of people or new version of things, but what left for you was necessary because it was unhealthy for you, right? But then, you know, you go back and it's like, oh, what if this happened and all that? So my heart said yes, anything is possible. My possibilities are limitless. Here's your new core belief about yourself. This is how you can use as a measurement when something new happens. Okay, I matter, I value myself, I love myself, and I am provided. I am always connected to everything and everyone. Now, this new thing come. Here's my boundaries. Click, click, click. It's not about the checklist. It's more about the feelings, right? So now, there's nothing to chase, just to be. And things, when you have the strong core belief of who you are, the right belief about yourself, that's what you attract. There's nothing to chase. It's only to become. Now, so they really explore that fresh direction today. Yes. And then in the middle of the day, we are moving to step 22. That's when we upgrade. Belongings, law of attraction is a very interesting energy when 22 hit. Quantum timeline vortex energy rules the day, indicating stranger things may happen. Step 22 energy is managing consciousness today, indicating a sudden flash of inspiration could change everything about the future in just one instant. Venus in Scorpio, Trine, Neptune in Pisces create the spiritual doorway to a new karmic timeline. Be sure to define healthy boundaries before jumping into anything too fast. Yes, the moon transit in Pisces for most of the waking day, but will shift into Aries in the afternoon. Feelings may therefore shift from peaceful to edgy and defensive. Be nice to yourself first. Yeah, speak kindly to yourself as always, right? Nothing to chase, only to become. Because when you become, embody who you are, you attract when you attract anything that based on this core beliefs. So when you attract in something that unpleasurable, then instead of going outside, looking inside, okay, let's go through the core belief about myself. Is there any part of myself that attracted this reality? Then obviously the answer would be yes, right? So this is how you can do your inner work. It's not about outside. It's always about us. It's always about us, surprisingly. And I'm finally, after all these years of doing all the inner work and healing work, and coming out of victim mentality, it's like, oh, life happens to me. Everything happened for me, and then from there, so many layers, right? So I really appreciate where I am right now, because it's not like perfect, but in my mind, it's like I am exactly learning what I exactly need to learn. So I went over quite a bit today, but I picked a card for everybody. Today's energy: trust your intuition, she's always right. Your gut never lies, so trust what you're feeling deep within. Every person has a power of intuition, but not everyone chooses to listen, trust, or follow it. Intuition presents itself in subtle whispers, goosebumps, flashes of clarity, or the feelings that something is off. It's a deep knowing that can't be logically explained. Intuition doesn't tell you what you want to hear, it tells you what you need to hear. The first step in developing your intuition is to get quiet and listen. Develop a regular practice of meditation so you can provide space for your soul to speak. Like all things, developing your intuition takes a lot of practice. Begin trusting those small gut feelings by following through and taking action on the guidance. Call the person on your mind, leave the party early, or take that random left turn on the drive home. Intuition doesn't always make rational sense at the moment, but looking back, she's always right. Slow down and stop looking for the answers outside of yourself. Go within to find your truth. She knows her shit. I build confidence in myself every time I trust my intuition. Yeah. 11. Oh, that's awesome. Everything just works out for everyone imperfectly. Yeah, everything just working out. Yeah, that's another one that I should add. Everything is working out. All is well. 1 hour 11, exactly. Yeah, small question. We are intuition. What are intuition? So intuition is a very soft, subtle voice that comes. But when it comes to ideas, we are always receiving ideas. In fact, we think that we think with our brain, but I think in reality, from a spiritual perspective, there's nothing that we're thinking. We are always perceiving, depending on the frequency, depending on our, the frequency we were in, the vibration. And so we are always perceiving thoughts. And maybe if you are like tapping into a little bit of lower frequency, and whatever idea that comes up is maybe more self-negating, if that makes sense. So I think the intuition, so all the voices are here, right? And I think we get to examine, and then every thought comes with the trigger of emotions. So when you have a thought, right, then when you perceive a thought and feeling comes up, maybe you have an immediate reaction, right? When you know that, it's like you get angry, or it's like, okay, that's interesting. Or you can stop yourself. This is something that we're working on. Instead of reacting, respond. So stop yourself, pause. And then you're feeling this way, you validate the feeling. It's okay to feel this way. And I know that you are always connected, no matter how you're feeling. You know, that was the lesson of the thing that I learned. It's like, even when I'm feeling sad, even when I'm feeling lonely, I am always connected to everything in the universe. I trust. I'm connected to God. When I feel the connection with God, when I feel my body, that comes the breath, right? Every time you exhale, you let go, you let God. That makes sense. So now, intuition, whatever that to be true, comes from my heart. So when the feeling comes, ask your heart, is this true for me? Does my heart belongs to this idea? So you can rephrase the sentence. And then, you know, people talk about muscle testing. And maybe sometimes we all different. Maybe yes is the front, no is the back, right? Like your body rocks. I like the sensation of when it's yes, there's a yes, like the heart expand. And sometimes the yes is the very strong one, or that's sometimes a yes, or it's like yes, but there's a condition, right? And then sometimes no is that. Is when that heart shrinks. It's like it doesn't make me feel good. Like for example, yesterday, one of my good friends, we went for a walk. Not for a walk. We went for snack, and then this friend was suggesting me that I should maybe move into someone to share the room, and just to, because I'm paying a lot of rent right now, and then I didn't like the idea. There was a lot of resistance, It's like, no, I don't want to live in anybody, you know what I mean? And then I didn't really like that fact. I didn't like what he said. And then I came home and I kind of processed the feeling, and then, okay, I felt bad about this, idea of moving out and moving to this big house with someone and then with other roommates. It was like, okay, my heart says no, and that's okay. And then there's nothing, idea was just idea, but I get to choose. So another powerful thing that I learned is, in every situation, even when you feel some sort of way, any, catastrophic event, you always have choices. And I think it's very important to remember that. We have choices. We have options in any moment. So we'll get into that. But thank you guys for so much for joining me. Today is a Thanksgiving Day in Canada. If you are in Canada, celebrate Thanksgiving Day. I don't really have family, so I don't really celebrate. And I used to feel sad about it. But now I know that it's like, when you look at the family who just get together, even though they hate each other, I don't have to go through that. And so just because I'm alone, I don't need to feel sad. Or even when I feel sad, I'm still connected, right? So I'm looking for good feeling thoughts and shifting that love. Yeah, we always have choices and options. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Ikue. Thank you, everyone. Yes, thank you. So we always have choices. Let's really use this powerful Libra season to establish the relationship with yourself. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Thank you. That's right. You're not alone. Happy Thanksgiving. Ikue Kami fam from India. Oh, you're in India. That's amazing. Yes. Hugs. Still connected. Always. Yeah. And it's okay to feel any emotions. feel empty, feeling angry, feeling frustrated, even when you're with your family and you feel this way. And it's say to yourself that like, I am still connected. I'm still connected to everything and everyone. Anything is possible. You just have to know that you have choices in any moment. When just because someone says something doesn't mean that that's true. Your heart tells you what truth is. So learn to listen to your heart, tap into a sensation, let go. Okay. Thank you guys. Have a great day and I'll see you tomorrow.